Hey guys. Right now is 4:42 in the morning. Well, as you can see by the watch, I don't know if you can actually see. But anyway, I just watched the Megan spin-off film, Soulmate. I just started watching it at 3 a.m., and that was a forbidden time to watch horror movies. Well, now that I have seen Soulmate, let me tell you what I think about it. Alright, starting off with the story, it's about this main character, David. So David was grieving over his wife, who passed away, so he signed up to get like a companion robot ship called Soulmate, and one of the Soulmate bot that David got is Sarah. And similar how the first Megan movie went, Sarah just got rogued and assassinate a bunch of people. So yeah, Soulmate is like the first Megan, and is also too similar to the movie Companion, which that movie was pretty okay to me. And it's also similar to Obsession, the horror movie that I haven't seen. But anyway, well, for Megan, the movie theme is about parenting. Well, for Soulmate, on the other hand, it's about dating. Well, for a movie that is, in fact, 1 hour and 35 minutes, well, it felt like 10 or 20 minutes longer. And that is the kind of pacing that I wish the first Megan could have been. Because I thought they were, like, pretty rushing with their pacing in the first Megan. And even the emotional core was even better than the two Megan movies, as it is more mature. Well, as for its characters, well, the characters in Soulmate, well, I will say that they're not bad. I mean, David has development, and that girl, Arbly, I believe that's her name is. I can't really pronounce it. So yeah, Arbly, well, she's alright in this too. Although some human characters did some stupid decisions in this movie that got them killed. Well, Soulmates seem to take place in the UK, and that is something separate from where the characters live in Megan. So yeah, the human characters in Soulmate were good, but I believe that the human characters in the actual Megan films were better. And Katie James is still probably my favorite human character. Now, let's get to the horror elements segment. Well, I gotta say, Soulmate was a lot scarier than the previous Megan films. The blood and gore and the sexual content they're showing here and there, it was really something that I don't really expect to see in a Megan film. Like, they really did not hold back. Well, it is not a strong kind of horror element, and I don't really get any jump scares, but the horror was actually there, and it's not completely forgotten, just like the second Megan it was. Well, the action is not as cool as the previous movies this time around, but it had some stakes. Alright, the villain of Soulmate is Sarah. Well, I want to say that I yiked Sarah. Like, I can sympathize with her, like I did with Megan in both Megan films. Well, I don't really yiked her as much as Megan, because Megan has more expressive personality, and she had a lot of iconic moments, and she was more sassy. But Sarah, she's was a perfect example of why Megan is not that bad. I can understand her trauma of feeling betrayed by her companion. And plus, Sarah has shown to be more ruthless than Megan is. Like, she's 10 times violent and 10 times aggressive. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. Like, seriously, I would rather fight Megan over Sarah, because Sarah is just 2. Oh my god. Yikes, she is not what to mess with, mostly. And well, for this conclusion, I think that's all that I need to go on details. I would probably talk more about it in a comparison video if I ever rewatch Companion or even watch Obsession of all things. Well, overall, I think Soulmate is pretty recommended. Well, I don't really feel like rewatching it. Well, only if I'm going to make a comparison video. But it was pretty underrated of the Megan film's installments. Well, unlike the first Megan, the story pacing structured was fleshed out, and it makes sense. So Soulmate gets an 8 out of 10. Well, it's been fun. Now, I'm just going to go get some sleep now, because later on, I'm going to be watching Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I'm going to make a review on that. Until then, if you enjoyed that review, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and my name is Isaiah Belfort, and I will see you guys next time.